Hey guys, how's it going? It's the Crypto Analyst here, and I hope all of you guys are having a good morning, evening, wherever you guys are from. Welcome back to the Crypto Analyst live stream where we go over everything cryptocurrency related. And today we're actually going to be doing another interview with the president of MAPR 223 because today they had some very big news come out about backing Bitcoin with gold and silver. And so I don't want to get too deep into that. I'm going to let James explain a bit of this. I'm going to ask some questions. I'm going to let you guys, as the audience, ask some questions. And then, of course, I'm going to let James talk a little bit about this because with this coming out and the potential that it has for the entirety of the market, it's definitely a very, very interesting topic, and I think that there's no one better to explain this than the president of this coin and of this, I guess, company themselves. So welcome, James. Tell us a little bit about this. I saw basically a YouTube video come up from you guys earlier today that was basically explaining that Maya is going to be backing Bitcoin first. I know you guys had talked about working with DFS before. What's the deal with this? Just kind of explain it a little bit.
Okay, this afternoon we released on our YouTube channel a long anticipated news about the backing of our first major cryptocurrency, which of course now is Bitcoin. The reason for this is because this project has been in works for almost 3 years. And the main thing that we were trying to do was stabilize the cryptocurrency market. And by doing that, you have to always start at the top. And everything people have always said about Bitcoin, the people that don't like Bitcoin always said, there's nothing backing it, there's nothing behind it, it's only air. So we decided to do, and which we released today, and there'll be a lot more news on this early next week, the actual official press release coming out, is that we are moving approximately 21 million Maya preferred 223 tokens into a secured wallet, which will be actually a one-for-one back-in to Bitcoin. Now, when we made the video, the commercial, it was actually in the commercial, if you listened, it said $24,000 worth of gold and silver. But in reality, by the time we released it, about 5 days later, we were up to $34,000 in gold and silver. So just yesterday, we came out with a press release that our token is backed with $34,000 worth of gold and silver from 11 mines in Mexico, and we are actually purchasing 4 of the 11 mines, which we have a contract for $8 million. So we are in the process also of starting to purchase these mines. So for the naysayers who say we don't own it, we will own it eventually. And we started off again with the Tequila project, which we announced yesterday. The back end of Bitcoin is essential in our business plan. We plan on making sure that the cryptocurrency world is stable, that all the major cryptocurrencies have something behind it. And Bitcoin is the first, but there are others to come. We had signed a deal just recently, not the final document yet, but that is coming soon, with a company called Digital Fantasy Sports. The same thing with them. They were a company that had a lot of potential, but in essence, they have nothing backing them for their business plan.
Yeah.
And we're going to back the major cryptocurrency in the world, Bitcoin. And we decided to do DFS because of their potential. We honestly believe that there is no doubt they are going to become the largest in the world in digital fantasy sports.
Yeah.
So what we're trying to do is we're trying to pick the best in the world. And even though we all know Bitcoin is the best, there's no dispute in that at all. We believe even though DFS is not the best right now, we believe it's going to be the best.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why we chose it. Bitcoin, it's a very unique situation because Bitcoin had the perfect amount of coins that could be created, which was approximately 21 million. We had plenty of inventory to do the deal with Bitcoin and the back end of Bitcoin. So all the people now in the world that have anything to say about Bitcoin, they can never say it again. Bitcoin is now backed with, as of right now, $34,000 worth of gold and silver per coin. And that number is only going to rise. As every 90 days we do a reconsolidation, and our token is backed with more. gold and silver, that actually helps Bitcoin too, because the number 34,000 will only go up. And that's basically in a nutshell what we're doing right now with this particular deal.
Yeah, I'm looking at the YouTube video right now. I know you mentioned this earlier about how it was in the video at 23 and then now it's up to 34 because of the recent deal that just went through, correct? I mean, you guys now have up to 11 shafts.
Correct.
It's the reconsolidation. Some were merged, some were added. But the new, I'm trying to find the article on it right now. Yeah, but the new, I guess, total is going to be $34,000. And so the one of the questions I have is nothing too deep yet, but more so of just kind of finding out why Bitcoin, why not? I know you guys are on the Ethereum Classic blockchain. So what
Right.
made you guys go with Bitcoin here instead of, say, maybe Ethereum or Ethereum Classic, or maybe even something more along the world of XRP, which is, a different kind of cryptocurrency? So why Bitcoin first?
Okay, because our business plan is to stabilize the cryptocurrency market. And to stabilize the cryptocurrency market, you have to stabilize the biggest coin in the world first
Okay.
before you can go any further.
Mm-hmm.
So if we would have picked Ethereum Classic or Ethereum, that would have been fine and dandy, but that would have not accomplished what we were going out to do.
Yeah.
Okay. We're here to help the cryptocurrency world. We're not here to pump our coin up, sell coins. Management has no coins to sell. You
Mm-hmm.
can check by the trade-in. It trades very thinly. Um, any big buy-in, if it ever comes in, is going to make the coin go very high, and we have no control over that. That's the market.
Yeah.
But the reason for Bitcoin is because it is the biggest, and once you stabilize the biggest, you stabilize the rest. And that's why when you see Bitcoin rise every day, all of everyone else follows. So if our business plan is true, and it is, we just proved ourselves because we picked the best, which stabilizes everyone else in return.
Yeah, I think that that's something that's important is that you guys just, I heard a little bit ago you called Bitcoin King. Now you're saying Bitcoin's the best. I think that that's going to be kind of a relief to a lot of people because, again, I know you guys said this in the last live stream, but I guess not everyone's had the opportunity to hear this. But you guys aren't trying to usurp Bitcoin or cryptocurrency. You guys are trying to help them. And so by you guys coming after Bitcoin and doing it first because it's the king, because it's, it's the initial one. It's the, really just the founding father of cryptocurrency. So with you guys coming in and doing this to Bitcoin first, I think that that's kind of more so of a kind of just like a statement saying, hey, we are here to help. We're not pumping this altcoin or we're not focused on this altcoin. Even though we're on the Ethereum Classic, it would have been most beneficial for us to have gone to Ethereum Classic first or even to the Ethereum blockchain first and back that. But we're not in here to be beneficial for us. We're in here to be beneficial for Bitcoin because for your guys' sake, it would have been way more profitable for you guys to go into either of the Ethereum blockchains and back those guys first. So I think that
Correct.
that's one of the things that stood out to me the most is that with you guys deciding to back Bitcoin instead of either of the Ethereums, that says a lot because again, it's not necessary. It would be more in your favor to have gone after Ethereum, and so I guess just talk about that for a little bit. Explain,
Right.
and I'm sure you already have a little bit, but
Right.
Bitcoin as opposed to Ethereum, one of the biggest problems with Bitcoin, as we mentioned last time, is that everyone's always saying Bitcoin doesn't have intrinsic value. It doesn't have an active working product, like some of these other cryptocurrencies do have. I guess you can kind of say that it does have an active working product via its blockchain and via its transactions that people can pay for stuff with. A lot of people have started accepting Bitcoin anywhere from like retail and KFC to sports games to airports, but there is no like product, so to say. Like XRP has their whole money transfer system. Smaller cap coins work with retail stores, whatever it may be. And so backing Bitcoin with a actual physical gold and silver is more than just a statement. It's more of like a reality saying this is not only the virtual gold and silver, but this is actually going to be backed by the physical gold and silver now.
Correct. And just to let everyone know, we do not own any Bitcoin. We purposely do not own any Bitcoin. We were not paid by anyone in Bitcoin to do this. We have done this absolutely for free. There's no hidden agenda that we're trying to get Bitcoin up to $100,000 or our token up to $100,000. There's no hidden agenda anywhere. This was all done for the betterment of the cryptocurrency world.
Yeah. So someone just came in the chat. He said, could you fill us in on Maya for those of us who are new to chat and aren't fully caught up?
Okay, Maya Preferred is a 223 is a stable coin that currently is backed with $34,000 worth of gold and silver per token. There are 250 million tokens available, created, but only 1 million can trade for the lifetime of the token. So the float of the token is only 1 million coins. The other 249 million tokens are going to be used for the back-end of other cryptocurrencies, just like we did with Bitcoin. We're taking 21 million tokens, and we are going ahead and put that to the side in a secured wallet, and we are going ahead and saying, listen, those coins are there for the back end of a cryptocurrency named Bitcoin, and that's it. So the 249 million coins will never hit the market. They will never be sold by insiders or anything like that. I know we had a joke the last time about, what are you going to do with all those coins? Pocket them. But unfortunately, we know we're not. But we are going to go ahead and basically have a business plan of backing other cryptocurrencies. And we have about 50 to 60 different companies in emails that have been asking us to back them. And of course, the only one who's getting a free ride is Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is again, the best and the main one to have to stabilize the market. But all these other companies are going to be paying for the back end and the security of having us do that.
I think that makes a lot more sense, so that people are actually going to be paying you guys to get backed in gold and silver. It's not that it's just this free, kind of everyone gets a trophy mentality where you're just saying, well, you get backed and you get backed. People are actually going to have to pay you guys. And I think that makes a lot more sense, because a lot of people I had someone ask me, well, why would they just back all these cryptocurrencies with gold and silver? That seems like it would be kind of not beneficial for them, but they're going to actually have to pay to be backed.
Correct. And just to let you
That
know,
makes sense.
it's every deal we back. Like, for example, if we put 1,000 coins to the side, that's a lot of money in backing in gold and silver. And if we receive approximately 20 to 30 million dollars of coins for doing that, UK Financial Limited makes out like a bandit. Don't get me wrong. The profit for the company is going to be huge. But like I said, we have to stabilize the market first before we could go ahead and do our business plan. And that's why we leaked out, I want to call it leaked out, the video today. And it is our video. The company did put it out. We uploaded it to our YouTube. And we are 100% telling the world this is true. And not just that, we are telling the world 100% that we do what we say.
Yeah.
And our price of our token, no matter what it trades at, has $34,000 worth of gold and silver. And at any time, it could have a correction. And if, like I said, if we get back, let's say next month, with $50,000 worth of gold and silver by backing or signing a deal with a new mine, then what happens is the Bitcoin backing also rises to $50,000, because we are given one coin of our coin for one coin of Bitcoin in the back end, a 1-for-1. So every time we do good, Bitcoin does good. If our token rises because people are buying it, Bitcoin profits from that also.
Yeah. So I think that's, I guess, another good thing is to say that if you guys keep gaining, now that you guys are backing Bitcoin, I'm sure, obviously there's still like a lot of technicalities to go down with doing all of this, but now that you guys have, verbally committed to backing Bitcoin, if you guys continue to get more shafts and you guys continue to raise your value in the backing of gold and silver, so say you guys get 5 more shafts, by the end of next month, and your guys' value goes to 50,000, then that would mean that you guys would be I guess the value, would that mean that Bitcoin goes up to 50,000 in backing, or does that just mean like,
That means that means Bitcoin would have $50,000 of assets
okay,
backing it. That
wow,
means the book value of Bitcoin will be $50,000. Like
jeez,
right now, as we speak,
yeah,
Bitcoin yesterday had a book value of nothing, not a market value, a book value.
okay. Eh,
Today, Bitcoin now has a $34,000 book value.
And I think that that's something that's very significant to talk about, is that the book value and the market value aren't the same thing. And that you can have a market value which is controlled by everyone, right? That's what people are
That's
buying,
control.
selling.
No,
Uh,
no. Actually, the book value is what each token is worth. If you
yes.
took all the assets in the company, or all assets that the token owns, and you divide that by the 250 million tokens that are outstanding,
Okay.
that would give you a book value. A market value is what you when you take all the coins that are outstanding and you times it by what the coin is trading at on the market,
All right.
and that would give you the market value. What we're saying to the world is, okay, the market value is great, but we're telling you the book value of the coin is $34,000. Every token in Bitcoin and Maya Preferred is worth $34,000 today. So for the people that have always been naysayers against Bitcoin, and well, there's nothing behind it, once this news gets out and the Bitcoin followers understand this and they get the news out, no analyst in the world could ever say Bitcoin has nothing, because it's just not true.
Yeah.
And just to let everyone understand one other thing, just yesterday we updated our website, and we have a brand new presentation on the website for the proof, where it has proof. We have also the third-party audits have all been updated with all the new shafts, or the mines that I call mines, that we've purchased and that we signed agreements with. Everything is updated as of yesterday. And we purposely did that because we knew what we were doing today. Okay. So each of the 11 mines all have its own audit report. Each of the 11 mines are all in the color presentation, 37-page color presentation online. And if you go to the last page on the presentation, it'll give you the value of each token of Maya Preferred 223. And I believe it's like $34,400 or something like that.
All right. Someone was asking, I was just looking through some of your guys' stuff. You guys actually have an app already, is that correct? Or is that in the making?
Sorry, I'm sorry, what'd you say?
I was looking through your guys' website. So it was saying that you guys have a mobile app. Is that live right now? Or is that
Okay,
in the
what's going
process?
on? Okay, what's going on? We have to hold that back a little bit because we are about to, I don't want to get ahead of myself,
Yeah.
but we're about to launch a an exchange.
Okay.
Okay, it's the name of the exchange is going to be called Maya Trade. And what that basically is an exchange that every token that Maya Preferred 223 either backs, owns, buys, or does business with will trade on that exchange.
Hmm.
And so, for example, we do business with DFS. If we close that deal, they will be listed on that exchange.
Yeah.
It will only be particular tokens trading on that exchange. And what we're doing is we're going to have a state-of-the-art wallet, which is part of the mobile app that is being made. So it's easy to go into, let's say, a store like CVS or other department stores. If you want to pay with Maya Preferred token, it'll all be set up with their system.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things going on right now, technical for the coin and the exchange that we're going to be launching, and the website's up right now for the Maya Trade website's up already.
Yeah.
It's mayatrade.io, and they'll give you all the details on what the coin is and everything like that.
So someone in the audience was asking. They said, "How does this separate? How does this separate from other known secure stablecoins?"
Um, First of all, I don't think any other stable coin in the world has $34,000 worth of gold back in
Yeah.
it. Okay, that's number one. And number two, and every coin is out for themselves. And that's great. That's what you should be sometimes in this world. But we're not doing that. We're looking to back other currencies. Yes, we're going to make money. Don't get me wrong. We're going to make a lot of money. But our main goal was to stabilize the market with Bitcoin. And
Yeah.
that's free. And that's absolutely for free. And the Bitcoin backing is official. It's as of today. The news will be out early next week. But as of right now, no one ever could say the book value of Bitcoin zero. It's air. Never again. As of right now. Right now, their book value is 34 grand.
Yeah. I think that's perfect. Someone was just asking, and I know you've covered this a little bit, but someone said, how does the backing system work? How do projects get your precious metal backing?
Okay. First of all, we all know why Bitcoin got the backing.
Yeah.
They're the best. They're the best.
Yeah.
Okay? They're the king. All right. That was very, very easy choice. It was not very hard to do.
Yeah.
But when it comes to certain projects, we only pick what we believe is going to be the best. Because when we put our gold and silver behind it, we are basically giving you an insurance policy. We're giving that company an insurance policy. If they mess up, we're coming in to support them. And how it works is we will take a certain amount of dollars worth of gold and silver and back each and every cryptocurrency that we choose. Now, if that deal ever went south and did not work out properly, which is kind of impossible when you have all that gold and silver backing you,
Yeah.
because the book value of the company is always worth something, we would step in and we would replace it with Maya coin, Maya tokens, Maya preferred 223 tokens, and cover the investments of the investors of that token we back.
Yeah, I mean, that's huge. And there's no one else that really does anything like that in the market right now.
I don't think so.
Not that
I
I've
don't think
heard of, at
anybody,
least. Going back to
no,
like the last
exactly.
question.
Yeah, exactly. I haven't heard of anyone doing it, especially taking 21 million of their own tokens that right
Yeah.
now is worth $16,000 and giving it to Bitcoin,
Yeah.
technically to back them. I don't think anyone else is doing that.
Yeah, agreed. I mean, I haven't heard anyone do anything remotely close to that, especially out of pocket. Um, Someone was just asking where they can buy Maya Preferred. As of right now, it's on was it CADX and
Yep,
FatBTC, correct?
correct. CADX and FatBTC are the two exchanges that we're listed on.
Hmm.
Um, both exchanges are extremely well operated, um, user friendly, and I'll explain to you later on about the exchanges more. But as of right now, those are the two exchanges that we're listed on.
Awesome. And I know you guys talked about you guys are trying to make an exchange, trying to get that coming out for everything that you guys are paired and partnered with. I guess just more so of an incentive for people to kind of join and be a part of the program, because not only would they be backed in the precious metals of gold and silver, but they would also get to be featured on your guys' exchange, which would, I guess, just be an added bonus.
Correct.
Just
And we have a lot of things going on with the exchange, and it's more going to be the mobile wallet that is attached to the exchange that people could actually use the Maya preferred token to actually pay for things in stores. We're bringing someone on who's very well known in the industry um, soon that is going to basically get us contracts with all major stores that we need to be in.
hmm
And that is going to be very, very unique when we do that because we're gonna escalate so quickly. It's gonna be a little scary, just like what we're doing right now. It's a very good thing in the market, but it's also very scary because we're telling the world now that you know we're worth $34,000 a coin,
yeah,
and our just think about what the market cap if Bitcoin and our token went to $34,000
yeah,
because that's what the book value is. Just think about what the market happens to the market of cryptocurrency,
yeah.
how much dollars is added to it.
I mean, yeah. I mean, if that were to happen, and if Bitcoin goes to $34,000, and then you guys get added in, and everything goes right, I mean, it would probably be pushing a $1 trillion market cap, because the last time that Bitcoin was around the upper 19,000 range, just barely below $20,000
Right.
a Bitcoin, it was at around 900, the mid to upper 900 billion area. So you can only
Right.
imagine, with Bitcoin being around almost $20,000 then, and almost hitting $1 trillion. You can only imagine what if Bitcoin was 34 million or even more. It would almost certainly, not for sure, but it would almost certainly bring the entirety of the crypto market cap to over $1 trillion, which would be historic.
Correct. And then right now, just to let everyone understand something, right now, if you take the the amount of coins that is outstanding of Maya Preferred 223, which is to 250 million, okay, and you times it by our current price of $16,000,
Mm-hmm.
okay, you're talking about, I don't even know the number. I think we're in the $4 trillion area, to be honest with you. Okay,
So,
so our market cap right now is past $1 trillion.
yeah.
Okay, but I don't think anyone's really, how can I put it, woke up to that yet, have realized that yet. And I think it's only a matter of time when people do realize. They look at the coin, it started off at $1,500. We're at 16,000 plus today. We're worth 1.5 of a Bitcoin. So technically, every time Bitcoin goes up $1, we automatically go up 50 cents. And our market cap, if I understand correctly, if I do the math right, is over almost, well, it's like well over astronomical numbers. So,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's just amazing, to be honest with you.
So someone was asking, and the underlying assets are held where? Within the mines, or is it in a safe?
Okay, all the assets of each mine has their own safes and vaults inside the mines themselves, and they're very, very well protected in Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
If anyone knows Mexico at all.
So is it based on the potential that the mines can produce, or is this from reserves?
No, this is actually what's been found and known to be there.
Wow.
Okay, that's what, if you go to the third party audit reports, and I keep telling people to go to these reports because I can't make them up. They were done before we even started this deal.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and they're there. The gold and silver that we report is there. The Santiago mine itself has almost $24,000 worth of backing to our coin alone. One mine. So, and that report is shown right there on our website.
Someone was asking, can they exchange their Maya? So can they exchange their one Maya and the equivalent in gold or silver?
No, this is not an exchange program, or we're not a monetary instrument for say to that effect. What we're doing is we have the assets back in our token. If anything happens to this deal where it does not go properly or anything goes wrong, we have the assets to back each and every token the investor buys. At that point, then they can. But it's not. This is not an exchange program for gold. No.
Mm-hmm. So it's not to say that, it's more so of worst case scenario, something crazy happens to Bitcoin or something, you guys could, is that
We
kind of
have
like you guys could
agreements.
come in and save it or come in and finance
Correct.
it?
No, what happens is we have the agreement with the miners that they have pledged their mines and their gold that's there to back our token in the tokens that we back.
Okay.
It's actually a very unique situation, to be frank.
So someone was just asking, someone said that there's only $7.7 trillion in gold in the world today.
Okay, you got to remember there's a difference between actual what's out there and what's reserves and what's the mineral rights of the mines. There's a difference between reserves and what's actually out there. The gold and
Okay.
silver that is backing us is different.
Fair enough. Someone was saying, how will this help us? So AD, if basically what's happening is if they are, and sorry, we can go back to the video and show it, but basically if they are backing Bitcoin in gold and silver, what that would do, it would add a lot more of intrinsic value to Bitcoin and therefore to all of cryptocurrency, because Bitcoin is the king of all crypto. So if they are going to actually end up backing Bitcoin in gold and silver, it should, in theory, raise the price of Bitcoin substantially. And not only would it raise the price, which would be a great thing for all of us who are already holding it, but it would also make it more of a solidified part of history. It's gonna kind of make sure that it's not one of those things that just disappears off the face of the earth, because if it's backed by gold and silver, you already can't get rid of Bitcoin because of the way that its blockchain is designed. But basically, if it's getting reinforced through gold and silver, it's going to be one of those things where it's essentially going to be an argument killer, where these people that are saying, it has no intrinsic value, you're going to be able to say, well, yeah, actually, if it does fall through and fail, worst case scenario, which none of us believe that will ever happen, but if it does,
no, I don't.
Yeah, I mean, none of us believe that that's going to happen to Bitcoin. Most of us that are cryptocurrency advocates, but worst case scenario, if it does, it's backed in gold and silver supplies. So, basically, how this would help us is that by adding a set physical gold and silver backing to it, it would essentially just give it more values. The long story short is that it would give Bitcoin more intrinsic value, which should raise the price. And so,
Think of it like this also. Let's say you have a company. Okay, you start your company and you have an idea, but you have no money in the bank.
mm-hmm.
Okay, you can only go so far. Okay, but then make believe that you have $1 million in the bank. Now you can go much further. So what we're doing is, for all the people that are the naysayers of the world who don't like cryptocurrency, we're telling them, listen, there's 21 million Bitcoins that could be created roughly.
Mm-hmm.
And each token is now backed with one MAPR preferred token that has the rights of $34,000 of value right now.
Yeah.
Of gold and silver. And that number is only going to go up, because I have a list of mines that we're right now we're in the process of negotiating an early reconsolidation. Okay, so if that number goes up, Bitcoin goes up. And if that number goes up, every coin that we back goes up in value.
Yeah. I'm just going through some of the third audit reports on stream right now.
Yeah. If you look at Santiago one alone, that has more gold and silver in it to back us, that we don't need any other mine, honestly. But the reason why we keep adding it is because I believe in the more the better.
Yeah, agreed. I mean, if it can get more backing, why not get more backing? Excuse me. Someone was saying, it takes hundreds of years to mine $4 trillion worth of gold and silver, and so I can try to answer this, and then if I'm wrong, by all means, correct me, because I've done.
Go ahead.
This is something that I looked into myself because I was kind of curious of the same question, MLOC. And so, from my understanding, this isn't something that they've all done in the past year or 10 years or anything. They don't own these mines. They have agreements and signed contracts with the owners of these mines. And these are mines that have been around for quite, some time now. I mean, the report that I'm looking at was from 2000, was approved in 2008. So this is a well-established company that has been around for a very, very long time. So it's not anything recent. It's been, again, a minimum of 11 years, quite obviously more so than that. So it's not like this is all just happening right now. These are established mines that have been in Mexico for a while, from my understanding.
Yes, they are.
And there was the numbers on this report somewhere. I was adding them up last time. I mean,
if you look at the Santiago one alone, the Santiago report alone, and you go to the bottom of the page, it'll show you how many grams of gold and silver are in the ground.
Yeah. I mean, it's Ramal 1. That one's 681,000 tons. Ramal 2 was 1,924,000 tons of gold and silver.
Yeah, if you can find the one that says Santiago and just click on that one, that one's the main one, and that will show you the huge amounts of grams of gold that are in the ground and silver.
All right. I think I just found it. This might not be the right one. I mean, This one says, yeah, I mean, 35 million tons. I mean, that's a lot. And so I think one of the most helpful things here is that, I mean, I'm sure that you're well aware of the gold and silver market right now, but I mean, over the last week, especially the last month or so here, gold has been on a warpath. I mean, the thing's climbing drastically. So with
I
gold
agree.
climbing so fast, it's just helping you guys out more and more.
Ab- Absolutely. We started off this project when gold was at $28 a gram.
Yeah.
I believe now we're in the 40s per gram.
And so that's just going to continue raising your guys' price.
Correct. Every time gold goes up, we go up also. The
Yeah.
book value of the company goes up.
And so a lot of people, or something I was talking to someone about this earlier today, but essentially the way that you guys are working, or actually I don't know how I'm trying to get about this. I forget the thoughts kind of slip in my mind now that I'm bringing it up. But essentially it's funny how that happens, but the way that it's working with gold and silver is a pretty cool relationship. I mean, the silver to gold ratio right now is at historic lows, which is even better for you guys, because essentially what that's saying is that it's pretty much kind of getting primed for a breakout. Because if you look at basically the price of silver compared to the price of gold, it usually has an equilibrium percentage, and that percentage is at an all-time low, kind of signaling that it could be very well leading to a breakout pretty soon, which would just help you guys out even more. And I mean, yeah,
And,
it's just cool
if I'm
stuff.
not mistaken, Mexico is the number one producer of silver.
Hmm.
Okay, and certain contacts that we have in Mexico at any time, we could sign them, and we can bring in a massive amount of silver at any time we want to back our token. Also,
Yeah.
more than that's already there. Um, it's honestly, in my own opinion, that it's only a matter of time to Wall Street and big people actually understand what we're doing.
Hmm.
And with only 1 million tokens available to the market, you do the math.
Yeah.
I mean,
I mean, supply and
it's
demand kicks in
supply
at
versus
that point.
demand. Exactly. But we have so many contacts in Mexico. It's a good thing.
Yeah.
And like I said, every 90 days we announce new consolidations, unless it's a major mine that we added. But right now, everything's looking good. We have a list of mines that want to come in. They're actually fighting in Mexico right now to be part of this. Okay, because
Hmm.
it's a historical moment for their mine to be mentioned, and also we don't mind paying them for their backing because it's well worth it.
Hmm. Fair enough. I'm just reading through some of the discussion right now about people talking essentially about the backing process. I was going through some of the third party audits. I believe it was on the Santiago, and it was another one that was like 70 million. I mean, there were pretty large sums of gold and silver, at least from the third party audits.
Correct. Those are actually grams of gold they're talking about
Yeah.
for the Santiago mine. I forgot the amount. I think it's 693 million billion or something like that. I don't even know. But it's a lot of gold in the ground that it's just we're very blessed to have this available, and we're very blessed to finally stabilize the crypto world.
So one of the things that I have is, how long do you think that this will take? Because I know you guys said that you guys are getting official news reports out here pretty soon. How long do you think that this will take to get out to mainstream media? How do you guys think that they'll respond? Like, where does it really go from here? Obviously, I think from my understanding, you guys had your initial YouTube video launch, and then this is going to be the first real interview or real news source that's getting out
Right.
about this information. So with going from
We
here, where do you see it kind of taking off? How do you
right.
see it
Well,
playing?
we work with a company called Asset Rush,
Hmm.
who and their website's assetrush.com. If anyone wants to investigate them, um, they are extremely well worked, meaning they do what they say. They do very well jobs for working with the companies. They've been very, very good to us. And we were told sometime this week, probably Monday or Tuesday, we're going to be going out to the world in a formal press release
Hmm.
about the backing of Bitcoin. We're leaving it into their hands because they've been leading us in the right direction so far.
Yeah.
But that company only picks the best of the best to work with. And they picked us. It was funny because they picked us back when we were nothing
Mm-hmm.
and just an idea. But we had the gold and silver backing already.
Mm-hmm.
And some people said it wouldn't work, and some people said it would. And they picked us to work with us. So we were very blessed there also. I think honestly, it's only a matter of time with 1 million coins available that even if 500 coins were trying to be bought over a month's period, the coin can go nothing but up because there's no people, no insiders, there's no people who paid in Mexico to be part of this deal looking to sell their coins.
Yeah.
They all believe that their token is worth right now 34 grand.
Mm-hmm.
So why would they sell it for 16 grand?
Yeah.
All right. But of course, as we know, there has to be tokens out there to make a market. So, yes, there are some tokens available out there, maybe 100. I don't even know, to be honest with you. But this is not one of those deals where a company's trying to purposely pump their coin up so insiders could sell.
Mm-hmm.
I can assure you, 1 million tokens is hitting the market whenever it hits it. Who knows how long it's going to take?
Mm-hmm.
But again, I think it's only a matter of time till everyone realizes what's really going on here, what we're really doing, and before big buyers come in.
So is there a dispersion method as to how you guys are getting those 1 million tokens out there? Are they already out there as of right now? What's I guess how is it going to play out? I'm
Okay,
not sure if you can answer that.
Okay, no, yeah, I can a little bit. We have agreements with the people that bought in a private offering in Mexico,
Okay.
and people that bought here in a private offering, and original insiders back from 3 years ago. That we have contracts with them to protect the new people that come in.
Okay.
And the coins will only be released as the market needs it. If the market does not need it, they do not. They are performed not to perform them out
Okay.
or sell them out.
So how many of these do we know? How many of these are available on? Because it was CADX and what was
Fat
the other?
BTC.
And Fat BTC.
Fat
Do we know
BTC.
how many are on between those two exchanges available that can be bought up right now?
Maybe 200.
200. Oh wow, so that's
Yeah.
not a lot.
No. And the total right now, the total for the whole entire world is only 1,000.
Oh wow.
Meaning, after those thousands are gone, um, the original people will let out very slowly when the market needs it
Mm-hmm.
by contract. There's
Okay.
not
I see what you're
there's
saying
not going
now.
to be no there's not going to be no dumping. The
Yeah.
company doesn't need the money. Okay, so it's going to be where it's done properly. Now, of course, everyone knows if someone sells at the wrong time, the coin can go down because there's no support there. But eventually, the coin will go right back up. But there's no people looking to sell their coins. What's out there right now in the market, roughly, is about 600 coins total to
Okay.
1,000.
Wow. Yeah, okay, so that answers I guess a lot. And so that's kind of cool because it can't really just be necessarily, I mean, I guess it kind of can be manipulated, so to say, just because there's so few that, I mean, it can't really be manipulated because there's so few that the public, quote unquote, the public can trade. But
Well, there's
I
enough
guess
out there for the public to trade right
Yeah.
now for the price right now.
And so with the coin, I'm assuming the answer is yes. I haven't seen a cryptocurrency where you can't buy it in not a fraction, but you don't have to buy an entire Maya preferred token, correct? You can,
No, you can buy up to, I think, 4 zeros and
yeah.
a one. So, and just to get back to the other question about the market, we're about to hopefully announce a huge financing contract
Mm-hmm.
that 3 major companies are going to be coming in to purchase the majority of the 1 million coins.
Okay.
Okay. And that is going to be a very large financing agreement. We were actually trying to put that announcement out first before we did the Bitcoin
Okay.
announcement. But we changed our mind because I think it would be a little bit better to come out afterwards now that we've been thinking about it. But it could come out this week. We don't know. We're waiting for, right now what we're doing is we're waiting for the first deposit from the financing company to hit our bank account, and then we will make the news. We don't make news unless it's real.
All right.
So, until that money hits our account, we're not going to fluff anything up or do anything
Mm-hmm.
like that. This is a factual deal, factual events. So tomorrow morning, that money hits. Monday morning, Monday afternoon, we'll put the announcement out, and the numbers are not small.
Yeah.
I mean, we got signed contracts by three major, well-known corporations that are willing to come in and purchase over a year's period almost a whole entire million coins.
So with only the 1 million being available to the public, is that essentially going to be what this company is purchasing?
Correct. They're purchasing almost a lot of them, most of them.
Most of them. All right. And so how is that going to play out from there? Are they going to be in charge of dispersing them, or is this going to give them kind of like, kind of like a stock or a share? Is that how it's supposed to play out? I don't know how
Well,
much you can
no,
talk about it.
okay. Well, we're not a stock, of course. We're
Yeah.
currency.
Yeah.
Okay, so there is a difference. But what they're going to be doing basically is they're going to come in and finance the company for a large amount of money. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and what they're going to do is they're going to buy the coins and then I guess to wait for it to go up and sell it to their clients.
Mm-hmm. All right. I mean, that's fair enough.
Yeah, they're not looking to sell it on the market. They're looking to sell it privately to their clients who want to hold, I believe, for a good period of time.
Yeah. Just doing a little bit
Now,
of side by side analysis of Bitcoin right now, kind of looking at if it were to go to the 34,000, because that is the current mark that you guys are backed by, correct?
absolutely, yes, $34,400, I believe it is.
Yeah, I mean that would be a phenomenal. I was just doing I don't know what it
Yeah,
was,
we,
a long position risk versus reward analysis of it.
yeah, we released the commercial because the commercial was getting old in a week
Uh-huh.
for how fast we're working.
Yeah, yeah.
So so we released the commercial first. Even the commercial is outdated.
Hmm.
Okay. We
It's
just
just
did the
moving too
commercial last
fast.
week. Yeah, and it's just the number is 24,000, and it's actually 34,000 or 32,000, whatever it is. It's behind like $18,000 in value. So we decided to put that out this weekend to get people's feelings on it and understanding. And I don't really think the Bitcoin community knows about this yet or understands it.
Hmm.
And I don't think who's the biggest Bitcoin person in the world right now? What's his name? Uh,
Like
it,
YouTuber or like influencer.
no, the gentleman who did these security apps. What's his name? John McAfee?
Oh yeah,
Keefe? Yeah.
yeah,
I
John
mean, I don't even think,
McAfee.
yeah, I don't even think he knows about this news yet. Because this is going to make him look very good because he's been chanting that big news is coming for Bitcoin for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, you guys should definitely try to reach out to him. I think because he has a very large following, and anything. I mean, if you guys could even get him to try to retweet this or find this out and put it out there, I think it would obviously help the process of getting this information out there because when this press and news release does happen, I think you said at the beginning of this coming week. I think it's only a matter of time until everyone starts finding out and realizing this. Um, and it starts floating around. So I don't think it'll take too long, obviously, because of how big of news
No,
this is.
I agree with that. And we don't want to be accused of pumping our coin or
Yeah,
anything like that. So we'll let nature take its own course.
yeah,
And
fair enough.
we've let it take its course from $1,500 where we started from, and we trade between 50,000 and $100,000 a day.
Hmm.
So you know, it's only a matter of time when you see a $4 or $5 million day, and when that happens, I believe it's just going to be there's no coins there. So what's going to happen to the price of the coin?
Yeah. Oh, I think I lost you there for a sec. Can you still hear
No,
us?
I'm here. I'm here. Yes,
Oh,
I'm
okay.
here.
So I think you were bugging. That might have just been my headset. I think you were bugging there for a little bit.
Oh no, I was just saying that the coins went from $1,500 to $16,000, and we're not promoting nothing. We're not hiring groups. We're not doing anything like that. we're letting it just do its own course.
Yeah. Exactly. I mean, I think that that's fair enough. You guys can't be accused of manipulation or anything. Definitely helps you guys dodge any I guess conflict. Someone asked,
Yeah.
so if there's a project that is backed by Maya and said the project disappears, or in the said project disappears, so those holdings of the coin, so those holding the coin, excuse me, get. Let me just go ahead and rephrase that. Sorry, I read that wrong at
Okay.
first. So
That's
if the
okay.
so if a project that is backed by Maya and the said project disappears, so those who hold the coin get Maya in place? Question mark. What happens if Maya disappears? Question mark. What is this? What is the guarantee of receiving the underlying asset?
Okay. First of all, I'll answer the first question. If the project that we back disappears, Maya steps in and backs it,
Okay.
meaning either we will give them tokens or it would have to be a security issue where we turn it into gold and silver, just like we say.
Yeah.
There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that.
Mm-hmm.
We have signed contracts that are online. You can view them yourself
Mm-hmm.
that state exactly what I'm telling you from all the miners have signed them. So,
Fair enough.
um, and both questions, yeah, the same answer to both questions.
I think that answers. We'll see if he gets that in time.
Okay,
Pen. There's your answer. He said, and then he had a second question, which was, "Is there a contract in place via a third party?" And I think you kind of just touched on that as well.
correct. Yes, the third party is the audit reports that show what's there,
Yeah.
and the miners themselves who own the mines sign contracts with us to pledge their mine and the gold that's in their ground to back Maya Preferred.
I mean, there you go. There's a little bit of stream delay, so it'll take a couple, probably a minute or so to get back to him.
That's okay.
But I mean, yeah, I think we covered the bulk of this, the meat and potatoes for sure. Just going back to, I guess, the core. Let me pull it back up here and exit out of some of these tabs. Um, Going back to this, and with Maya actually backing Bitcoin and gold and silver, do you see this having an impact on the price? Do you think that it's already had an impact? I mean, Bitcoin's been going from mid, early, late December, from roughly December period. It's up over 300, pushing to 350, 400% since this bear market has ended. How do you think that this will continue to impact Bitcoin moving forward? Because
Well,
obviously, I mean, Bitcoin's doing phenomenal. You guys are up over, I believe, it's over 400% since April. I can't see many coins that
sure.
have done that. I mean, you guys have. That's one of the another thing is that you guys are kind of a stable coin, and that your guys' price. It's been a very just slow and steady climb. It's not a volatile coin. I was looking at the charts on it a second ago. It wasn't a very volatile coin. I mean, sometimes I think there's a down period in CoinGecko where it
Right,
fluctuates the price, and again, that's on the exchange. But you guys haven't
right.
had like these crazy like $5,000 days or this 200%. I mean, you guys don't have these crazy days. It's just been this steady increase of $100 a day, $100 a day, $100 a day, and then now after 3-4 months, that's added up to 400% growth because it's just this steady climb. And I think that that's something that's known about a stable coin is it's not saying that you guys are going to stay the exact same price forever. It's not saying that you guys are going to stay at $16,000 or $34,000. But what it is saying is that this thing isn't just going to dump. You're not going to see a 50% dump in Maya token in a day. It's not going to go from the $16,000 mark where it is right now to $5,000 tomorrow, and then the next month it's going to be up to 20,000. The whole point of this of the stable coin, and that it's not a stable coin as to what people are accustomed to, because a lot of people think of, oh, well, it's stable because it's pegged or it's tethered to the US dollar. You guys aren't
No,
tethered to anything specifically besides your guys, your supplies. And so when people think of a stable coin, they're thinking, oh, well, it must be tethered to a fiat currency, which is just not what you guys are. You guys are a stable
no.
coin because your guys' price remains, relatively stable, but it's not tethered to a fiat currency, which is one of the misconceptions that I had to talk to a lot of people about.
Right. Also, the only time you'll see a big, you know, drop or up in the market is, for example, if someone tries to sell 500 coins right now, make believe,
Hmm.
all right, and there's no support there. Of course, it's going to go down to probably, a lower amount.
Yeah.
But then it's only a matter of time. People say, "Oh my God, it's so low, I'm buying," and it goes right back up. You
Yep.
can have influxes like that. You can. Any market you
Yeah.
can.
Again. Yeah.
But our coin holders all hold it. They all see the goal of $100,000 a token.
Hmm.
And you know, whatever happens, happens. But we're putting the value there for them to know that their coin is worth that much money. And to answer the question is, I believe Bitcoin and I believe Maya are all going to go up. I think the market's going to correct itself. I think Maya, especially because there's only 1 million tokens available. Bitcoin has 21 million tokens available, but Bitcoin is Bitcoin, and we're not Bitcoin. So
Yeah.
they can do historical things every day. But it's just a matter of time when big boys wake up and see this news and they run with it.
Yeah.
And when they do, I think it's lights out
Hmm.
for both tokens.
Yeah. And so, I'm gracious for all the time that you've given us here. I guess there's just a final of couple questions wrapping this up. But one of the final questions that I personally have is: do you see either Maya or Bitcoin or both of these guys potentially reaching $100,000 in the future? In the future here, so let's just say the next 5 years or so. Do you think it's possible for either Maya or Bitcoin or both to reach that legendary psychological barrier of $100,000 a piece?
Um, I don't want to sound like a hypester,
Yeah,
okay?
exactly.
Because
Yeah,
I don't want to do that because
that's
that's exactly what I'm
respectable.
not. Okay, that's exactly what I'm not. But I will tell you this: anyone who's smart in the market, who understands the market itself, will use Maya first and then Bitcoin.
Hmm.
Okay, if you only have a certain amount of coins for the lifetime of its coin, and that number is very, very low, and you have a value of right now $34,000 per coin in the market, usually you trade 10 times the earnings.
Hmm.
Same thing with the book value most of the time. But when you take into effect, you actually have real assets back in this, and only 1 million coins available. It's in my honest opinion, I don't think it's going to take 5 years. I don't think it's going to take a year
Hmm.
for Meyer to actually get where it needs to be in the historical 100,000 mark. And there's only two reasons for that. One, we have value, and number two, we're not letting a lot of coins out there. Now, if we release 250 million, then I don't think we would ever hit
Yeah.
$100,000 a coin.
Okay.
But because of the structure of the coin, is what's going to allow it to get there quickly.
Hmm.
Okay, going to Bitcoin now. Bitcoin is a coin that yesterday had nothing behind it, but going up. And it's just funny because if you look at the day we went public to today, Bitcoin has gone up $6,000.
Hmm.
When we announced our business plan of backing it with gold and silver, that's exactly when Bitcoin started to rise. So today, Bitcoin now has $34,000 of gold backing it.
Okay.
Next week, it might be 50,000. We don't know.
Yeah.
So
It's a
if
waiting game.
Bitcoin, right, if we accomplish our goal and in the next 6 to 8 months have $100,000 worth of assets backing our our coin, that means Bitcoin automatically has that $100,000 too. So, to be fair, it's not going to take that long for Bitcoin either. And I believe it's because of the backing of gold and silver now, which analysts cannot call fake.
Hmm.
Okay. The proof is there. It's there. It's a reality. And it's only a matter of time. And I don't think 5 years is way, way, way too long.
Way too long.
Correct.
So, what would be your final, I guess, words to say that even after all of this and the previous interview, what would you say to the people who still say, I don't believe, or to the people who would say they think that it's a scam? What would be your final kind of notice to them as to say, here's why it's not, or here's where to go?
Um, Let me put it to you this way. I'm not going to defend it
Yeah.
because the proof is in the pudding on the website.
Okay.
And I can tell those people I appreciate their opinion because I can understand why they're saying what they're saying.
Mm-hmm.
And we have no bad issues with the person or the people that are saying this.
Mm-hmm.
But again, the proof is on the website. The proof is all there in black and white from people that we don't even know, from third-party audits, mines that have been around for 20 years or more. And we're only adding value to the token and the crypto world. There really is no benefit right now for us at all. We don't own Bitcoin. We're not trying to sell Bitcoin at a high price. Okay? We're doing this for the benefit of you, the people.
Mm-hmm.
Because if we can stabilize the market, Bitcoin is the first shot, and that's what we did. By stabilizing them, and when the world realizes that Bitcoin has gold behind it now, I don't know how long it's going to take to get out there. We don't know. But if it's like everything else that goes viral, Bitcoin lovers and enthusiasts should really pick up on this quickly. And like I said, it's there. Anyone can go to Mexico anytime they want and view these mines. Okay, we could set up even a tour if that's what these people want to go do to look at. We have no problems with this because we're real.
Yeah.
There's a difference.
Yeah.
Everyone, other people will put themselves on the side and try to dodge things. We're not doing that.
Yeah.
We're telling you, if you want to go see it, get a bunch of people together and go see it.
I think one of the things that I think the reason why people are so skeptical, people never used to be this skeptical about things that were this big or this good, because the last time that they heard about something that was kind of too good to be true, even though these really aren't that comparable because of they're just completely different entities and purposes. But the last time that there was something that people said was too good to be true in cryptocurrency was around BitConnect and Devore Coin and a lot of this stuff. And I think a lot of people, millions of people got completely scarred in that. They lost a lot. They were hurt. The people who weren't hurt and didn't lose saw that as it was a historical period. So many people that weren't even in cryptocurrency, if you were to say BitConnect, they know what it is. There's memes about it everywhere. It was a big thing that was globally known, even to the people that weren't in cryptocurrency. So I think that the reason why people are a little bit skeptical now is because there have been ICO scams, there have been hackers, there have been fake things like this, there's been BitConnect, there's a million different things. And so I understand why people are skeptical. But one of the differences is that, when BitConnect or one of these other guys was continually asked, show us the proof to this algorithm that you guys have, show us the AI, they always said, oh, well, we have it, we just won't show it to you. I think that one of the differences for me that's really pushed me further and further into can really just to continue looking into you guys was that you guys are so open about this information, and that typically if someone's not going to be legitimate, they're not going to go say, here's the audits, here's our names, here's here's this piece of information. If you don't believe this, well then here's how much gold we have from this specific mine. We're doing updates every 3 to 4 months.
Yeah.
So
let me put it this way: our vice president, his name is Richard Crespo, who himself owns 16 mines himself.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we brought him into this deal, because of his expertise in money management and also the mines that he owns. So at any particular moment, we can add 16 mines with a flip of a switch. Okay, this gentleman has been in business for over 30 years as a banker, and he owns the mines himself. He's actually part of the financing crew that's coming in to purchase the 1 million, almost all the 1 million tokens. He has been nothing but good so far to the company and helping us get where we have to get. And like I said, he owns 16 mines himself.
Jeez.
So at any particular time, we could come out with a signature from him, from me, and we own 16 mines. And Maya is now, God knows what the value would be of Maya.
Jeez.
So, yeah. And I understand people are skeptical, and that's fine. But I don't think there's any other company that's transparent like this.
Yeah.
Okay. And me being a market expert, as a CPA for many years, basically what we're going to be doing is a lot of market strategies we're going to introduce to the crypto world. Okay. And we're not going to get into that too much right now, But what that means is a lot of different avenues that the stock market has done in the past, we're going to bring into the cryptocurrency world.
Hmm.
We're trying to implement such things as forward splits, dividends, things like that, that the coin market and the crypto world has never seen before. And that all by itself, the strategic um, bringing of that alone is going to make why we're different than everyone else. Okay,
Hmm.
we're going to be bringing things that no one's ever seen in the crypto world that's going to benefit the coin holders. So yes, the coin's at 16,000 today, but it might be $500 today, but you might have five times more tokens than you had yesterday,
Hmm.
like a forward split.
Yeah.
The company can implement that at any time for what we know how the market reacts, and we're going to be bringing those things to the cryptocurrency world.
Fair enough. Someone was asking, can we do an interview with one of these mines that you have an agreement with?
Sure, I could set that up, not a problem. I would probably use the largest mine, which is the Santiago mine,
Hmm.
and maybe their representative can come on and do an interview with us in the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, I think that would be really cool. I mean,
Not a problem.
I'm all for
Not a
it, right?
problem. Not a problem. I would have to set up with them. They don't speak much English, so don't speak English at all, really. So
Okay.
we're gonna have to have a translator on here.
Okay.
But we can set that up. Listen, we're not hiding nothing. We're more than willing to. If we can make it happen, we're gonna make it happen.
Agreed. And I think that that's one of the things that made you guys stand out the most to me is that you guys are so transparent about this. I've worked with a lot of different projects. I have people emailing me every single week, multiple projects, ICOs, people who are just getting started out, people who have been established. And I cannot tell you how much of the time I'm asking information, I'm asking for interviews. They won't give me interviews, they won't give me answers, they won't give me information. It's not transparent. And that was one of the reasons that I think that we've been working so well together here is that you guys have been answering the questions. You guys have been transparent about the information, and it's just so different than a lot of these other guys out in cryptocurrency right now. I mean, there's no secrets, at least from what I've been told over here. Now, obviously, you can't say everything. There is going to always be some sort of confidential
Of
information that you
course,
can't speak, and that's just the world of business that we live in. But
of course. The only good thing is that we're not regulated that much right now, so there's no inside information. We are a cryptocurrency token currency, and like the gentleman who just asked to talk to the miners, that's a great question, and that would be awesome, to be honest with you.
mhm,
And I'm for it. I think that would be great.
perfect. Well, I mean, I'm sure me and you will be in contact. We'll set that up over, the next couple of weeks here. I know you got your hands cut out for you, so I don't want to take too much of your time. But if there's anything that you want to say before you leave, by all means, feel
Well,
free. But we appreciate you coming on again tonight.
I just want to end it like this: whatever's for the coin holders, I will always make time for, and I mean that.
Hmm.
I learned a long time ago, everyone else takes money, but coin holders and shareholders give it,
Hmm.
and they deserve your utmost attention at all times. So as this project, transforms and unravels, and people start to see more and more this is real, um, we're going to probably have the first ever coin holder meetings and things like that. And looking forward to meeting a lot of people that do buy the coin and
Hmm.
do, or future investors. But like I said, nothing in life is perfect, and anything could happen at any particular moment.
Okay.
But no matter what happens, the coin is backed with value.
Hmm.
So if the coin trades at 16,000 or 500, it's backed with the same value if anything goes wrong.
Yeah.
Okay. And again, you don't have to buy a whole coin. You could buy whatever you want. And again, if you buy $1 worth of a token or $1 million worth of a token, it does not matter to the company. You're considered the same kind of coin holder.
Hmm.
And that's it.
Yeah, that'll be really cool. I mean, I'm especially looking forward to it, as I know a
Okay,
lot of
so
the viewers are as well.
right when I get off the phone with you guys, I'm going to call Mexico, and I'm going to try to see if we can do that. with the owner of the Santiago mine.
All right.
And let's see if we could bring a translator in and, he can explain a little bit about the mine, how long it's been, how much gold and silver's there. We'll give him a little benefit of the doubt. His English is not good at all.
Mhm.
So, anything that goes on there, I'll be on the conference with him, and we can do it. Let's do it. I want the coin holders to see and hear that everything's real.
Absolutely. Well, hey, James, we appreciate you coming on tonight. Thank you so much. Obviously, this is extremely huge news, so we are grateful that we were able to cover this and talk about this and ask and answer any questions regarding this information. Because with this coming out, $34,000. I mean, this is only going to be a good thing for Bitcoin from what I can tell. So thank you so much for coming on here. I know it was very last minute. I know it was very sudden. But, I think overall it was good, and we're glad to get this information out here first.
Okay, thank you very much. And you guys listen. Everyone have a great day.
Absolutely. You too, James. All right, guys, so that's going to go ahead and wrap up the interview, really just the second interview with My Preferred 223. That was their president, James. I believe his last name is Durhan. Great interview, answered a lot of very, very good questions. So I'm very appreciative of him spending his time and coming on here like this. Again, it's not every day that you're able to get the president of something that potentially would be something very, very huge, the president of everything or of anything, to get on here, especially on such last notice. So I really do appreciate him coming on here so last minute, so spur of the moment, to be able to answer questions with us, especially before any of their I don't know, publications have even been out. Again, they haven't put this out to CNBC or what's it called, CCN, like a lot of those guys. So, in the least, I'm very, very appreciative of him and his time, and respectful of that. And so thank you guys for at least being respectful, whether you guys agree with him, don't agree with him. I think that's something that's really cool. Oh, I thought you meant Santiago and Chile. Disregard. BTC is backed by the crypto revolution community. So, with that being said, could this have been the reason? Looking at Bitcoin, I'm looking at Bitcoin right now. It's still pumping. I mean, this thing is insane. It's just absolutely going upwards still. Topped around 11.2K, and Bitcoin's still flying with colors. So is this a contributor as to why Bitcoin's going up? Is this a contributor as to why Bitcoin has been going up? Is this just the beginning? Because if what they're saying is true here, if Bitcoin's actually going to be backed with $34,000 in real gold and silver, which we assume it will be, that's only going to be a good thing for Bitcoin, because that should raise the price substantially. In the least, I would imagine that it would be half of what it's backed by in gold and silver, at least, right? I don't see any reason as to why it shouldn't be, and so. If it's actually going to be $34,000, again, just divide it by 2. I'm looking for at least like $17,000 per Bitcoin, which most of us would be very, very happy and excited for. I know a lot of us are saying they would love to sell at 20K. Some of us are saying that we would love to sell at 50 or 100K. So exciting times ahead for sure. And I'm very grateful for the interviews and the news, the coverage that we've been able to do with them, because they've been very, very good about working with me. We are all the revolts of fiat. So, I guess, yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. We can do a little bit of technical analysis here, but for the most part, that was the stream. I wanted to make sure that we just kind of covered that at first and foremost, because it's something that stood out to me. I mean, we've never seen anything like this. If you guys don't know my history, I've been involved in Bitcoin since late 2011, since about November or December of 2011. Bitcoin is around $1.97, $1.96 when I found it, and I've kind of been in and off involved in it since. And so with all my time in Bitcoin, all my time in cryptocurrency, I haven't seen anything quite like this, as to someone saying that they're going to be backing Bitcoin or any cryptocurrency in gold and silver. Now, there are some cryptocurrencies specifically that do back themselves in gold and silver. We know that those exist. I've done news videos. I've done crypto news videos, much like the one I did today on Maya. I've done news videos on, I think, 2 or 3 of those before. This one's different because not only are they backing themselves, but they're also backing other cryptocurrencies. Now, Bitcoin they're doing for free, but the other cryptocurrencies are going to have to pay in order to get backed with their gold and silver supplies. So it's very something unique. Again, not something that I've seen, probably why it caught my eye. I think that that's one of the reasons why it caught my eye so much as to everything else, because there's always going to be news stories. I mean, I haven't even been able to make a video on Facebook's coin yet, which I probably should have made time for. But this is something that is potentially bigger than Facebook's announcement, because if all is said and done and true, I mean, it's a phenomenal, huge leap in the process of cryptocurrency. I mean, it's just going to push adoption just even faster. You are one of the founding fathers. I don't know about that, but that would be cool. Yeah, if all as in he says, then it would help. Yeah. I mean, I don't think anyone's arguing, again, and we talked about this last time. It's not about whether or not it would help cryptocurrency. It would no doubtedly be a good thing for cryptocurrency. It's not going to hurt it by saying that it's backed in $34,000 a piece of gold and silver. I mean, you'd have to be crazy. But this would be, huge. And so a lot of people are asking, essentially, is this true or is this not true? Not as to whether or not it's a good thing, which, personally, I think it's true. I mean, I have no reason to believe. I've gone through the third-party audit reports. Everything's very well put together. Any questions that I've had, James and some of the executives have answered with ease. He's not babbling over his words. He's answered all my questions. He didn't seem nervous about all of them. He answers them right away. I've been through stuff like this before, and when you ask him questions like this, we've asked some very hard questions to him, especially in the last interview, and he answered them easily, like with flying colors, like way surpassed my expectations. So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I can't. I mean, maybe it is a scam, but I just don't see how it can be. If it would be, it'd be the most elaborate scam of all time. But I don't see that as a. I mean, I don't see that as a possibility. Anything's possible. I don't see that as a probability in any way. I mean, it's just. So. I don't know. I mean, based off of the stuff that I've done, the research that I've done, I don't see why it would be a scam. I think it's too elaborate. It's too well put together to just all be fake. I'm going to go ahead and play this video so we can watch this, and then we will kind of wrap this up. I'll read through your guys' questions.
Welcome to the new era of the cryptocurrency market, the era of Maya Preferred 223. Maya Preferred is a stablecoin. Each token is backed with $23,000 worth of gold and silver. Since it appeared on the market just a month ago, its price has shown over 500% growth. Currently, the coin's value exceeds Bitcoin, rising above $10,000 and still growing. This has only been possible thanks to the rock-solid backing in gold and silver provided by 8 major mines located in Mexico. We are constantly working to increase that number in order to secure the future growth of the platform. UK Financial Limited, registered developers of Maya Preferred 223, are the most ambitious players on the cryptocurrency market. They not only revolutionize the backing of their own assets, but also plan the backing of other major cryptocurrencies. The Maya Preferred team is proud to announce that the first cryptocurrency to be backed with their own tokens is Bitcoin. It is a true revolution of the market, bringing the most exciting investment opportunity ever. You'd ask, how? It's just simple math. The company will transfer 21 million of its tokens into a secure lawyer's escrow wallet. That amount equals the total amount of Bitcoins that can be mined. It means that each Bitcoin will now have its own backing of $23,000 worth of gold and silver. And that's not all. We will continue adding new mines to our group and backing other cryptocurrencies to ensure that every investor will see the future prosperous, stable, and fruitful. So, join us before it's too late.
So, I think Penton said a really good thing. Penton says he isn't even really asking anyone to buy the token, which is true. In both of the interviews that I've done with him, he hasn't said go buy it. You know, people have asked and they've brought up the two exchanges, but he's not like, yeah, make sure you guys go buy some before it's too late. Like, he's not like really asking anyone to buy, which I thought is another interesting thing, because a lot of the time when you have these people come on, they're all like, oh yeah, the questions, and then they're like, just make sure you go buy it. So I think that's good. Now retail Crypto G said this guy's a scam. Who's buying? I'd love to see the actual who actually profit. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, go with your first mind. If it sounds like a scam, it is. Mlock says yes. So here's the thing, though, Crypto G. I'm not saying anything here. I'm staying neutral. I mean, I've already said what I think about it, but you have to think of this unbiasedly, because when they first came to me, I was like, I don't believe this. This is a scam. The more research I did, deeper, it kind of changed my mind. So initially, I kind of had to ask myself, stay unbiased. Don't let yourself be biased. I know you've gone through 100 of these scams before. Just go in with an open mind, like you kind of have to do as an analyst. And I had to ask myself, well, what if it's not a scam? And maybe this is just the crypto lover within me wanting it to be true. Maybe that's it. But what if it's not a scam? What if it actually is legitimate? I mean, the repercussions of that would be phenomenal. They'd be huge. So it's like you said, maybe it is, worst case scenario. If it isn't, it's going to be great for crypto. I don't want to talk too much about it. James already is gone. And we had a great interview over here. AD said nowhere to buy it easily yet. I mean, FatBTC and CADX are some of the biggest exchanges. I want to say one of them, I think FatBTC is in like the top 10 of the exchanges or something like that. I mean, if we go to CoinMarketCap and we go to exchanges by reported volume, FatBTC is number 20. Adjusted volume, FatBTC is 16. So it's like one of the larger exchanges. CADX is on here somewhere. Somewhere. I've seen it on here before. The backing means nothing. So yeah, I mean, it very well could, because, I mean, it all depends. I think it'll take time. So what I'm very interested to see is that once this news gets out and everyone starts seeing it, once the news is out and live and everything, so am I holding any? As of right now, I do not own any. I don't own any Maya. I don't own any DFS. I don't own anything that they're affiliated with yet. Do I want to get so? Do I want to get some? Yes. And here's the reason why. So I want to get some because if what they're saying is true, the risk versus reward is insane. Now, I'm not saying I'm selling all my Bitcoin. I'm selling all my altcoins. I'm selling all my stocks, anything like that. I'm not saying that I want to just dump everything into Maya. I do want to buy some. I do want to get a hold of some, whether that's through working with them and maybe them actually sponsoring me, whether that's, whatever it may be. Maybe that's just me buying them. I do want to buy some because if what they're saying is true, then it would be a huge return on an investment. If not, sometimes you lose. But it's one of those things where it's like it's one of those things where, and I don't want to compare it to like Bitcoin being born, but it's like if someone were to come to you 10 years ago and say, hey, there's going to be this new cyber currency called Bitcoin, and 10 years from now it's going to be worth $10,000 a piece. Right now it's worth, a tenth of a cent. But trust me, 10 years from now it's going to be $10,000 a piece. Don't you want to be a part of it? I mean, everyone's going to say you were crazy, kind of like this. And again, it's not the same comparison, but just like bear with me here. But like, would you not say, okay, I would want to buy $100. It's cheap right now. It could be 100 times this in a year, 2, 3, 4 years. I could have 100x my investment. Could have, and I'm not saying you will. It's just like the thought process that I'm going to is, well, what happens if a year, 5 years down the road, this thing is 10x, 100x, whatever. And I said, oh, well, I could have bought some then, but I was too skeptical, so I didn't. I would rather take the little amount of money and lose it than say, man, and kick myself for never doing it. You have to take risks in any of your investments. And you have to be very smart about the way that your risk works. And nothing I'm saying here is legal, financial, or tax advice in any way. But it's just one of those things. So whether you want to see it as an investment or technology or a cryptocurrency or a share or whatever you want to really see it as, it's one of those things where if what they're saying is true, the potential return on investment is phenomenal. And so that's the reason that I want to get a hold of some. Is because simply if what they're saying is true, it's going to be a great opportunity. Someone says, yeah, are you holding any? I already answered that. I do. Yeah, exactly. YOLO, I've bought $100 of DFS already. I'm happy to lose it all if that's the case. Maya is a token, not technology, like a real coin. Yeah, or it's not. What do you say? It's not technology. And so Chris kind of has the same mindset that I have. If I buy $100 and the thing 100x's, I just made 10 grand. If I lose $100, like it wouldn't be the end of the world at all, right? So that's kind of like the mindset that I have is the potential $100 worth maybe the $10,000-$50,000 on return on investment? To me, losing that $100, it's a worth an investment for me. I would hate to have to kick myself to say, man, I could have 50 grand. It would have been the easiest 50 grand of my life. So that's Chris, that's very much the mindset that I have. It's one of those things where if I lose $100, it's not the end of the world. It's not a lot of money, but the the potential's there. So that's kind of my out view and look on this. So yeah, I'm very interested to see how Bitcoin tests this $10,000, $11,000 level. It's approaching resistance. Yeah, I agree about the mindset. Crypto gamble all the way. I'd much rather, a lot of people go and they gamble on blackjack or poker or a casino, whatever it is. I'd much see, why not at least put the money into something that has a better risk versus reward ratio? I guess poker has really good risk versus reward ratios if you know what you're doing. Same thing with blackjack if you can count cards. But like you guys know what I'm saying, I guess you could say that every kind of investment is a gamble because you're never guaranteed anything. But it's just investing. If you want something safe, you'd go put your money in like a 401k or something. But that's not what I'm here to do. So yeah, that's pretty much going to be it for the live stream, guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you guys have any more questions, again, feel free to shoot those over to me, via email or Discord or however. A lot of appreciation to James for coming on here again, going through the gauntlet of all the questions. So I do appreciate you guys, and I definitely appreciate James from My Preferred coming through here and on such short notice and answering everything. So thank you guys so much for watching. Tomorrow there will be a Bitcoin technical analysis video coming out. I want to talk about Bitcoin. I want to do a macro analysis. I haven't done one of those in a while, and I think it's going to be really good. So I'll probably be doing a macro analysis of Bitcoin tomorrow, talking about where I believe the market's going, what happens if it sees rejection here, stuff like that, and really just how the bull market's working. Chris says, if DFS does hit $2.50, drinks are on me. So yeah, AD said, thanks, James. Yeah, so much appreciation. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys in tomorrow's video, and pretty soon here I want to do a live stream of technical analysis. We haven't done one in a while. It's very hard if you guys don't know. I'm home for the summer. I will be going back to my apartment in around probably mid-late August. And that's when probably the consistent live streams are going to pick back up. But I am going to make sure that I continue out on videos because what's happening in the market right now is nothing short of exceptional. So thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys in tomorrow's video. Until then, guys, stay safe.